Hi, today I'm going to be explaining protein structure and the four stages that it goes through to become protein. The first of which is the primary structure. The primary structure is the most basic because it is two-dimensional. It is a string or a chain of amino acids held together by hydrogen bonds. H. Something to keep in mind about this is that each one of these amino acids can be represented by three letters. So if this is cysteine, it can easily be represented by CYS. Moving on to something a little more complex is the secondary structure. The secondary structure gets a little harder because it becomes three-dimensional. Now there are two structures associated with this. One is the beta pleated sheets, and I'll talk about the next one in a bit. Something to keep in mind about the beta pleated sheets is that it is a string of amino acids here. Sorry about that. String of amino acids here and here. So they run along there. The R groups are above and below the sheets. And something else is that they don't have to necessarily run in the same direction. So the N terminus and the C terminus, it can run from here to here, and this can run this way or this way. It really doesn't matter. It can be parallel or anti-parallel. Moving on to the alpha helix, which is a little harder to draw. This structure is a spiral. It's a spiral that they're 3D, so something to keep in mind about the alpha helix is that the hydrogen bonds go through the axis, so from right here and right here. Something else about them is that they do not have the same they don't have the same pattern. It's every 4 amino acids that has a hydrogen bond. And this structure is dipole, which means that one side is negative and one side is positive. So the N terminus is identified as positive and the C terminus is identified as a negative. Moving on to the tertiary structure is where things start to resemble what proteins, or not proteins, they start to resemble, and it starts to connect a lot of things together. Restructure. The two kinds of structure for the tertiary structure are the fibrous proteins, which I won't talk too much about. It looks like a rod, and it's really compact. And something to keep in mind about the tertiary structure is that these